Hey Superior Shave fans and other humans, if you've noticed any evolutions of the presentation and control of content on the site in regards to comments and ratings, this can in some sense be explained in that I have come to an accord. This accord can be explained as an unspoken code, sort of, and yet a code I am quite sure all of you men watching will deeply understand, and that is the code of believing livingly of when just obvious benefits occur, and occur with a promissory guarantor, you make the change. And I couldn't be happier. So as Forrest said, that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, to give you a little update on my vacation, I went to Snowmass, Colorado, where I really pushed myself every day to hike and get off my fat ass. And before I went out there, I measured myself in the middle to get what I called a string of shame. So let me go get you my string of shame. This was my string of shame. It is like 38.25 inches or something like that. So every single day I was in Snowmass, Colorado for 10 days. I woke up and hiked before the crack of dawn, sometimes bringing my camera, sometimes not. At the beginning, not bringing a walking stick, but then really pushing myself and bringing a walking stick and going up very steep hikes. So I really loved the wildlife. And I liked pushing myself because here in Florida, though I love Florida and it sucks you in with its easy living, it's easy to get fat because you don't have a lot of things that you can do, or you're not sweating your ass off outside or doing a boring sweating machine to work out. But with hiking in uneven terrain in the woods, you can borrow the will of the simple act of observing where your footfall will have to go for your next step, and also the willpower of just saying, I can take another step. And you combine those two things in this Zen-like way, which will force you to work out without being miserable on a sweating machine or anything like that. So I did do it for all 10 days. And when I got back, well, my string of shame, it had about like this much overlap. Let's see here. That's not terrible, right? That's pretty good. But I was 179 to 180 pounds when I left, and I am 172 to 173 pounds on the same scale here. It'd be pretty hard to do that for a long term, but we'll see. Anyway, I am burying the lead for you. So the lead is that I really was obsessed when I got there about seeing a bear in the wild. So I've never seen a bear in the wild, and we have the Florida black bears. I've been walking in Florida in my neighborhood, and I heard something scurry away one time, and I'm reasonably certain, given the sound of the stuff getting brushed out of the way and how low it sounded, that it had to be a bear. But I didn't get eyes on, so I can't say I ever saw a bear. So I was hiking every day with my binoculars, usually my camera, etc., etc., and never saw a bear. You know, you see every other thing when you hike at like an hour before dawn at the least amount of gloaming of light. You see it all. But I didn't see a bear until morning number 8. On morning number 8, I let's see if I can describe this for the people that would understand where Snowmass Mountain. If you're familiar with Snowmass Mountain and the far skiers left, there's that really slow chair called Campground, where there's Sneakies in the middle and Powderhorn on far skiers left. And these are these rolling steep valleys that go way down into this remote area of the Snowmass area. So that's those ski runs are bisected laterally by a road coming from top of the village condos and going toward there, gaining a little bit of elevation. So it's kind of like the parking lot would be skiers right of lower slot, and then you start moving toward that stuff. So first you go through this little berm, and then you're at lower slot, and then the one in the middle, and then the powder horn. I believe I was on lower slot on, let's see, that would have been Sunday of a week ago. So on August 9th, on morning August 9th, which is the hike 8, I saw for a brief glimpse at, I'm going to say it was 5:40, the back end of a bear running from hard skiers left at the very bottom part of lower slot to the woods that are to the right that are outside of the ski area. Well, this is where I just saw a bear right down that thing down there. 2 of them. Maybe they'll pop back out. Come on, bear. Come back out of those woods. What you got, buddy? Come on, bear. Come on, bear. Oh, damn it. I have no proof of my bullshit story. They were right there. I saw them. First one. It wasn't even that big, actually. And the second one came right behind it. Went through the same spot, basically. Right where I'm centered on. Now, from the walkway, where I saw them was easily like 1,000 feet. But I was like, okay, there's that water down there. That's where they're going to live. So then I come back. The next day I came back twice and didn't see them. In the evening I went a second time, that was the only evening hike I did. And unfortunately people were on the road and talking and stuff. So then the day I'm packing up leaving, Wednesday, the 12th, I'm walking on this same thing, and it is like 5:40 something. The sunrise is, I think, scheduled for 6:18. So this is nearly 40 minutes before sunrise in deep gloaming light. And I'm walking on a 7-foot track, like from left to right, like at the 75th percent to the right. That's where I prefer to walk, physically where it was. Good. I'm walking this way, and all of a sudden, I hear something rustle or something to my right, and I stop and turn, and less than 1 meter off of the edge of where the people and the thing come together, there was the younger of those 2 black bears, I assume. And I could see its silhouette, and it was looking toward where the sunrise is down in Snowmass, and it was the back of the head, clearly. And the first sound I heard was it moving or touching a bush or something in the back of the head. Then the dude turns around, looks straight at me, and goes like this. And I swear to you, the bear is, the center of our craniums is not more than 9 feet away. I think it was 8 feet. But it could not have been more than 9 feet away. That's how close the bear was. I absolutely froze, and I remembered my annoying talks with the local rangers where they told me what you do in these situations. And I just calmly sat there and acted like I was hot shit, and I was just silent, and I was staring into the bear's head direction, knowing his eyes were looking at me. And then I'm just looking at him like this for 15 to 30 seconds. And the bear still has not moved or said a thing. So I'm like, what is going to go on here? So at this point, I happen to have, let me show you. I was carrying this camera, the Pentax KP, with the 200mm 2.8 lens. Because I figured I would get him down at the bottom of that valley. Let me show you a picture of that here. So you can see that's where I was viewing them from the walkway on campground. I figured that was the right thing. So here we are in the gloaming, the 30 seconds after the bear. I did not expect to have, I could have a 55mm lens on there and take a tight bear shot. But I was thinking if I just fired the shutter or something, he might run away. So I picked it up and went like this. And I think I had it on manual focus because I knew there was no chance. And it was the settings from whenever I had used the camera the night before, because I hadn't thought to put my white balance and shit together. So I just went like this to back up the focus, knowing he was at 8 feet. Not knowing, I don't remember what this lens focuses down to 4 feet. So I didn't know that. I thought a 200mm lens maybe like 8. So I think I went all the way back to the 4-foot setting. And then I just fired the shutter once, very calmly like this. And he went like that, and he went like down, like really fast, like down a steep ravine, 13 to 15 feet. Not a long, but just a move down. And when he did the move down, then he turned and looked at me for a while, and he kind of like, he was looking like he was getting down. He wasn't standing up, so he kind of like got down and looked at me like this. So I put the autofocus on, hoping I could get a shot. And I just calmly did like this, and I completely forgot that the green thing that will try to help autofocus in low light is there, and it shot green at the bear, and I saw the green reflecting from the back of his eyeballs into my viewfinder, and I freaked out and I pushed the shot. He heard the shutter the second time. The green happened, and he ran like 1,000 miles an hour down the ravine. So at this point, I'm worried that his mom is nearby, something bad's going to happen, but they're much closer where they were running to where that parking lot was than my physical location, because I was at the very, very edge of, I was about to be entering the ski area. So I thought, they could go until the light comes real good and people start moving around and stuff. For all I know, they could go be down there and be next to my car. So I went to where my original observation point was the day before, out in the middle of the slope, and put my chair down and waited there for however long it would take. Well, now I hear the bear come back to where he originally was. He's in the woods to the skier's right of lower slot. I can hear the bear. You know he's there because he makes so much goddamn noise. And I'm like, okay, there he is. Okay, I guess he's not concerned with me. And then he's coming out to where he's emerging. I still hadn't remembered the damn movie settings for the white balance, and I had shooting something tungsten the night before. But I have a little clip that you can see that I did see the bear. Look, that's the bear. I've been hearing him in the trees. You can hear him crushing the branches. So there's that clip. There's these two pictures. The first picture where it's completely blurry. The second one where you can sort of make out something. And then let's see if I can white balance it and all that thing here. Yeah, so I got what I wanted. I got to see the bear. And we all got what we wanted with the content thing. So thank you. Bye-bye.